Oh, right. Yeah, this is a patron from Troy. It's been ages since we done Jimmy Barnes. I've missed some Jimmy Barnes and Cold Chisel. Um, but and Diesel. Diesel's kind of a more newer band we've come along. But yeah, Jimmy Barnes. It honestly feels like ages. But this is since I Fell for You live, my first gig.
I was just like, wow, gobsmacked at first, the beauty of Sydney and that whole harbour and the whole thing. And I just felt like, wow, I've been transported to somewhere on the Riviera or something. It was like science fiction for me. It was like, we're going to do a gig here tonight. And then who turns up? In excess, Midnight Oil. I think you were at that first gig, or if not the first one, the second one.
Second one, Jane went the first one.
So it was like, we only had 20 people, but it was like pretty much, I think it was said in one of the street magazines that if a bomb went off in the Middle Harbour, pretty much most of the, Australian music industry would have been taken out that night. So
yeah. But it's funny you said, because I remember when Cold Chisel first drove into Sydney and driving up Parramatta Road in towards the city, it was like suddenly, it's like being in New York.
Yeah. It is.
So, we come from these country
Well,
towns.
it is. Sydney is an amazing place for a band, they're just arriving like that, for anyone just arriving, because it's so higgly-piggly. You can't get a grip on where it goes, where it ends, coming from Perth and before that, all places that were flat, Sydney just was really, really hard to get your head around.
So what was an early Injectors gig like? What was the sort of the feel?
Rough.
Rough, yeah?
Yeah. A little bit rough. Well, like I said before, we didn't used to rehearse a lot, so we'd kind of work things out on stage to a large degree. We get the idea of maybe doing a song, or I'd throw it at them, that on the day, and we'd just sort of have a go at it that night. And I'd probably said more that if I was be lucky to say maybe one word all night at that on those days, pretty much stared at the pedals and maybe the microphone if I could get my eyes to that. But yeah, pretty shy, but
it's tough.
Sort of lost in the music. It is when you're not sort of brought up into that mold. I think if you start out as a singer with a microphone and you're kind of forced to like connect with the audience, but being that I'd always had the guitar and to hide behind, it was like, yeah, well, I can do the singing and the guitar playing thing, but that whole frontman thing, that's
another thing
for someone else.
You've talked about the early influence. You've talked about ripping off songs from your dad's record collection.
Jimmy Smith, Hoochie Coochie Man, Since I Fell, which came from a Jimmy Witherspoon record.
Right. One of those songs, Since I Fell for You, actually made it onto the first album, which is a testament to a great song, really.
Yeah, well, I haven't actually listened to it that much since the recording, apart from the recording. I've never listened to any of my records that much. Just listening to it then, out in your kitchen, it was like, it sort of travelled pretty well.
Well, it's a great song.
Yeah, it is a great song, and I think that's why Terry Manning, the producer, just said...
Are they from different places, or is it just the age thing? Because we watched that older Australian man do a news interview. Jimmy Barnes, I don't think I've ever heard Jimmy Barnes talk other than maybe like a few words in between songs. But hearing his voice, is it like they're from different places, or is it just like the more old school Australian have that kind of, a bit like how the more old school British will have like the Cockney mank more, or Scouse or whatever, because he's actually got like quite a thick, and it actually sounds there's like a little Irish, like to that old school Australian. Well, I'm only saying old school because he just Jimmy Barnes sounds like the guy talking about global warming.
Has got to go on there because it's, you guys do it. And I think there's been so many schmaltzy versions of it with lots of production and strings and very grandioso. And our version was ultimately opposite all of that.
Do you think it was stripped back then? This is as most stripped back as ever been, and you're stuck with me singing with you, all right?
Oh.
Give it a go.
Men leave my happy home. Took my love and now you're gone. Since I fell for you. Oh,
Guess I'll never be the same. Oh, baby, since I fell for you.
It's too bad.
Too bad.
It's too sad. I'm in love with you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
First you love me, took my money and snub me. What else can I do? And I'm still in love with you.
I guess I never see the light. I get the blues every night. Oh, baby, since I fell for you. Oh, baby. I said it's too bad. It's too sad. I'm in love with you.
I'm in love with you.
Well, first you say you love me. Take my money,
Take
then
my
you snub
money
it.
and you snub me.
But what else can I
Can I
do?
do?
'Cause I'm so in love with you.
Oh, guess I'll never, never see the light. Get the blues most every night.
Oh, baby, since I fell for you.
Since I fell
For you.
for you.
That's fire. That's fire. Do you know what as well? I mean, the song itself was great, but the actual kind of show setting, I've never seen that kind of show. Because you see, like, people go and do, like, we've watched Pearl Jam on, like, Howard Stern or whatever. But, yeah, to have Jimmy Barnes, like, one of the greatest voices, interview people and then play this, that's, like, such a good idea for a show. I'd watch that show of yeah, Jimmy Barnes interviewing people and yeah, just pulling out them songs. I've never seen, because I suppose you kind of get them where they have an interview and maybe they'll jam and play yeah, but not like that. Not like that. That was great. But yeah, the performance, he's such a great guitar player. And hearing him like in this setting, you can see as well why Jimmy Barnes would like them, like why they're such a fit together, because it is that very soulful, um, yeah, that it's that type of vocals as well. But his guitar playing, some of them runs, some of them chord progressions he was throwing in there were very not the norm. That was very expert level guitar playing. Like even the little run he done in the solo, because it was kind of a solo, but the run and the different like that was, yeah. He's an incredible guitar player, incredible. He's got a great voice too, but Jimmy Barnes is Jimmy Barnes. I mean, yeah. And I haven't heard Jimmy Barnes in ages, so it's just so nice to hear him again. Yeah. I literally can't even remember the last time we did a Cold Chisel or a Jimmy Barnes. But yeah, also if there's other clips of this show, with different artists, I quite like that because it's kind of like a different take on that kind of show. And it's kind of you're interested in Jimmy Barnes as it is, like so just seeing him interact with whoever is do you know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, great performance, great tune. And both of them, yeah, vocally incredible. And his guitar playing. But that's so clear from his other stuff that we've watched that he's a great guitar player. But that real stripped back, just him like shows you. Although I'd like to hear him on an acoustic after hearing that as well. I was thinking that, but kind of the electric sound fitted this kind of vibe. To be honest, it worked with the kind of electric just on its own. But yeah, yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.